If you could strike out anybody in the game, who would it be?
Shohei Ohtani just because he's a big name in baseball right now.
Who is one female sports person you always looked up to?
Serena, really, I feel like that'd be really cool.
What about your signature hairstyle? Do you get a lot of comments on this? Is this the source of your powers?
Always something that they would comment about the hair.
The Twins have some superstar pitchers on their roster, like Pablo Lopez. Have you had a chance to chat to him? Like, what kind of things do you think you could learn from him?
There's a lot of dudes on that roster that are really good that I can learn from. I haven't got a chance to talk to Pablo at all.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to one of the most exciting pitchers in the game, CJ Culpepper. Really good to see you. How's everything going for you? How's life? What are you up to at the moment?
Thank you for having me on. It's good to see you. Currently out here in spring training, just doing my thing, getting prepared for the season, and just building everything up right now. So excited to get everything consistently going. So we're ready.
You had a really stellar year last year. You've been consistently called a breakout pitcher in the Twins system. How do you feel about the expectations and what's ahead of you in your career?
You know, I have those expectations of myself as well. I put myself on a high standard, so I want to try to get to that, be the highest level of my game each and every year that I pitch. So just consistently doing that and being the best pitcher that I can be, and just whatever is going to happen, and just go from there.
How's training at the moment? How are you feeling?
Feeling good. Feeling the body's feeling good, getting stronger. So just getting everything back in the swing of things, being back and seeing everybody, and it's always good to see people. So just catching up with everybody, and like I said, just trying to get the body prepared for the season.
The Twins have been kind of uncharacteristically quiet during the off season. Is that a signal that they might be looking internally for talent? And how does that kind of impact the atmosphere in the clubhouse?
Honestly, I'm not too sure because I try to just keep my head down, do my thing, and just do my work, and whatever goes on around me is going to happen. So I try to, like I said, just look ahead, look down, like do whatever I can to just focus on me and focus on what I can do to move on to the next level and go on from there.
The Twins have some superstar pitchers on their roster, like Pablo Lopez. Have you had a chance to chat to him? Like, what kind of things do you think you could learn from him?
I mean, there's a lot of dudes on that roster that are really good that I can learn from. I haven't got a chance to talk to Pablo at all, but I know one of my buddies debuted this year, Debbie Matthews. I just pick his brain and get to talk to him a lot. So just try to see how they handle the stuff that they do and how I can do what I'm doing, but also kind of mimic what they're doing and what got them there.
You've had a chance in the minor leagues to face some of the best hitting prospects. Who stood out to you from the Twin system or beyond that?
I, oof, I think it was double A. I think I faced like the Mariners' top two prospects or two top hitting prospects or whatever that was in my first start up there. So I think just being able to just see them and be like, all right, I'm here with them. I'm here for a reason. Let's just go. I don't know. I think it's just a cool and fun experience to be able to do that.
If the MLB dreams weren't there, where do you think your path would take you in life?
I have no idea. I really, I've never thought about it. Ever since I was a kid, I was always MLB, MLB, MLB. Like that's all I ever dreamed of. And whenever I do school papers or whatever, they'd ask, "What do you want to do when you grow up?" I want to play in the MLB. It's always been the dream, and I think when that comes to an end, then I'll figure it out then.
What's special about this sport to you? Why do you love it?
Oh, I don't know. It's just I don't think there's just one thing. I think it's just everything about it. Like the teammates, the just the game. I've played this game since I was I think like 2 years old or something like that, and I've loved it ever since. So it's just been a fun ride, and just going up higher and higher each year has just been fun to see the people grow up with me and just have fun with it. You know,
Was it a family thing for you? Who's the one who got you into the sport?
my dad was the one who got me into the sport because when I was 2 years old, I actually threw a lemon through my grandma's window, and that's kind of how it started out. But my dad was always big into baseball. Grew up watching Angels play. Um, from California, so we were able to do that. Go to the Angel games. We're like 30-ish minutes from the stadium, so he he's the one who got me there for sure.
That's good. And a pitcher's built different. Do you have to have a different mentality to be a pitcher?
Definitely, because I mean, yes and no. It also depends on the role you have pitching. Because like a starter is going to have a different role or a different mentality than a closer, and then even just like a middle reliever. So it kind of differs. But I think in regards to um, you as a pitcher and the hitters, I think because they're trying to hit wherever you're throwing, you're trying to get them out with whatever you're throwing. So it's just a mind game that you're trying to play the whole time, and you just kind of got to be on attack mode the whole time.
Is there any pitcher that inspired you when you were a kid?
Not really when I was a kid, but the more I grew up, the more it was like Jacob deGrom and all of those guys. I always admired Kershaw. I always loved how he played the game and how it was off the field, and just those types of guys. Like I just looked up to, not even for like mechanically wise, just like they were absolute dogs on the mound, and they were just amazing. So I just grew up watching those guys pretty much all the time.
And what about your signature hairstyle? Do you get a lot of comments on this? Is this a source of your powers?
I do get a lot of comments about it. Whenever I would call my parents after the game or whatever, they would always tell me what the announcer said about the hair. 'Cause it's always something that they would comment about the hair. Um, so I don't, I don't know. I like it. I don't think I'll ever cut it because I don't know. It's partly superstition, but I just think it looks a little better than no hair.
Do you have any other cool superstitions or anybody on the team right now, like any that stand out for you?
Not really anymore. I did in college, but I tried to wean off all those when I got here, just because I don't think they really, I don't think they're really a real thing. I just kind of, I guess in college, kind of like forced myself to have those, but I tried to get away from them. So I tried not to think about it at all.
I feel like there's a lot in baseball. What did you do in college?
It was crazy. Like where I was living on campus, like I had to have the same parking spot like every day. Like it went down to like the shampoo and conditioner I was using, what I ate like the day of like a game, or it was just wild. It was down to like the very nitty gritty part of my day, and try to wean off of that.
Do you feel like you're on the cusp of something special right now with your age and last year, some of the signs that you showed? Do you feel like you're about to embark on something great?
That's the plan. I just gotta keep doing what I'm doing and stay healthy. So that's a big reason why I'm taking what I'm doing right now so serious and just trying to stay on the field and let whatever's gonna happen happen. Because at the end of the day, it's not really my decision. I can just do the best I can do to prove to them that I'm here for a reason.
I was reading some reports on you, and someone was talking about your range being one of your biggest strengths. You know, so many shots in your arsenal that you can just fire off like six or seven different pitches. What do you think your biggest strength is?
I think probably that. I got 6 pitches that I can throw in the zone uh, way more oftentimes than not. So I think being able to use all of those to both-handed hitters and just trying to figure out the best way to get those guys out with the 6 pitches I have, I think that's the biggest thing that I can use to my advantage against the hitters, like you said, that are really good.
What do you think is the biggest difference between good players and great ones?
The great ones can definitely make an adjustment really quick, like mid game, mid at bat. They can do it really quickly. Um, like Jacob Wilson was a guy I faced him last year in high A. I would throw one certain pitch and then he would swing at it, but then I'd throw the same pitch, same exact spot. He would take it. I'm like, okay, like dang. Then he ended up hitting a double, but I was like, okay, so that's a first round draft pick. Like he's in the big leagues now. Like that guy knows how to make adjustments and he knows what to do. And that's what I've found out going higher is that's what people begin to do.
The MLB's loaded with hitters like Shohei Ohtani, Aaron Judge. Who's the guy that you're relishing facing when you get up there?
I want to face everybody. You give them all to me. I'm not trying to, you don't want to be scared going up there, you know? Like it's no fun. It's just going to hurt you mentally rather than anything. So put anybody in the box. It's my stuff against them.
Is
So
is there one player in the MLB who you see as the gold standard in terms of what they deliver on the field and off it, their mentality, who just seems to be doing everything right?
for me, I think it's Clayton Kershaw, just the way he handles the business on the field and off the field. I'm a big believer, so I see him what he does off the field and all the stuff he does for charities and everything, and just his love for Christ. Like I like to mimic that. I want to mimic that as best I can on and off the field. So I think for him, he's always a guy that I looked up to in the game.
What are your biggest goals in this sport?
Obviously, make it to the big leagues. That's the main goal I got, and just consistently get better. You know, like I show up to the field every day wanting to get better and just try to outdo myself the previous day. So I think as long as I'm constantly searching to get better and constantly doing all this, I think that everything else is going to fall into place.
This is the way. What about the mental side? How tough is that for you? And I think when kids look at wanting to be a ball player, is it something they underestimate how tough you got to be? You know, you get setbacks, you get injured, you got to be focused, you got to believe in yourself, right?
Absolutely. And that's when at school and college, my coach was he's very big on the mental side of baseball. And I'm really understanding it now because it's a grind. You're gone from your house 9 months out of the year. And when injuries do come, you got to face that whole other battle because then you're like, I don't know what to do now. Like I'm just here. Now I have to rehab, do all this stuff. So I think it definitely plays a big part. So you have to definitely constantly work on that as that stuff comes on, and even before it, so you can prepare for whatever's to come.
You did your forearm last year, right? What was that like? How tough
Mhm.
is that? And you seem to come back stronger.
Yeah, I it was the flexor, strained that. I think it was May, at the end of May. So I was out for like 2 months with that. So just I wanted to rehab and try to get back as quick as I could without overdoing it. And I think I did a lot of stuff mechanical wise that building up to that wasn't going to irritate my arm or anything. So when I came back, like you said, I was stronger than I was before. I was better than I was before. So I was able to just show that I didn't lose much because I was still like on the grind the entire time. So I think that part was tough a little mentally because I had gotten hurt and then I was done for 2 months. So I was just trying to be there for the team and as best I could. So it was tough, but we got through it and ended up working out really well.
Tell us about that Drillers match last season. That was a special one, right? What was going through your mind towards the end?
That game was fun. It was the last game of season, so obviously I wanted to leave it all out there and just have a good game to end it for the off season. So just wanted to keep doing my game. I didn't want to change anything, so I just wanted to keep pitching my game, and it ended up working out really well. They're a talented team, so I was just able to do my game against theirs, and worked out extremely well.
Are you a student of the game? Do you like to watch a lot of baseball, and what's your favorite thing about the MLB as a spectator?
So that goes back to like Jacob deGrom. I love how he pitches. I love everything he does on the field. Like he's just how he pitches, how he goes about the hitters he faces, how he uses certain pitches to work off another pitch. So if he misses with one pitch, he can use that miss to set up for another one. So I think that's a big thing that I try to do and mimic, even on guys that I'm watching during the week, during like our series, is just watching them and see what they do and just try to build off of that and then see like, okay, here's what I have. Maybe I can do that against them and then just do a mid-game adjustment just like that. So I think, yeah, I am a student of the game because I enjoy learning about it. I can enjoy figuring out how to get the other hitter out because obviously they're really good. So just trying to learn like the different swing paths, how different pitches work better with swing paths, and everything like that. I just find it fascinating.
We see so many sports right now evolving. Look at golf. We've got the TGL. Do you like the MLB the way it is and baseball the way it is, or is there any tweaks that you would like to see?
Not really. I think it's just baseball. Baseball's baseball. I'm gonna enjoy it with whatever. So it's the game that's always been there. So I'm always whatever's gonna change, I will change with it.
And how about outside of baseball? What other interests have you got? Have you got other hobbies? Sometimes do you need to get away from the game just to have a break?
I I'm big into fishing. I like fishing, freshwater fishing. I love to do it. I love finding little canals out here, little streams or whatever. Just catching whatever I can. Um, this off season, I got into hunting, so I got into whitetail hunting out there in Tennessee. So
Oh, awesome.
it was it was a it was a fun time. So just trying to find new hobbies that I can do to just enjoy and fill the time in the off season.
So in terms of diet and gym work, what does your average day look like? How much goes into this that people don't see?
We're in the gym. I'm probably in the gym a good amount of time. So just trying to stay healthy, whether it's in the training room or the weight room. I'm in there a good amount of time, just trying to get everything right. And obviously, the food that you put into your body is gonna help with all of that. So I try to do pretty well with all that. And they give us some good food here, so I kind of just eat whatever's here and just eat as much as I can, depending on the day. So if I'm burning a lot of calories, I eat a lot of food. So just trying to find the find the balance in all of it.
And when you're trying to select your pitch, like what's the thought process that goes behind that? How much study goes into that, and how much is it intuitive?
I think it just depends on whatever the last pitch was. So like we were saying earlier, you kind of just build on whatever you're throwing. So if you throw a sinker in, you go something out. So if you go something out, maybe you go something in. So it's all just building off of whatever pitch. And if I miss a fastball up, I throw curveball down. So it's like just trying to find that line. So you're not really like thinking like, okay, I'm gonna throw this here, this here, this year, because more oftentimes than not, probably not going to go where you want it to, and then it's just not how the game works. Like it's not going to be perfect every time. So you gotta just go one pitch at a time and just move on from whatever happens.
What's the toughest lineup you faced in your career?
I would probably have to say either the drillers or oh, the Seattle's double A team. Can't think of
You
what they're Arkansas maybe.
you played college ball at California Baptist, right? What was that like?
It was fun. I got uh I got there 2019 and love Coach Adcock. He was a big reason I got there, but the biggest reason was for the faith aspect. Was being able to go there, be able to share my faith whenever, and that was a big reason. Obviously, they're a great baseball program, so I was able to mix in my two favorite things with faith and baseball. So I was able to just combine that and made the time there just unreal.
And if you could strike out anybody in the game, who would it be?
And I guess I would say Shohei Ohtani just because he's the big name in baseball right now. So either him or Juan Soto, two big names. So maybe probably those two.
All right, and we got a little section called the Essentially Sports Dugout. So that photo of you where you're rocking the Twins jersey and the cap and you're signing, what were the emotions going through your mind during that photo?
It's it was very surreal because I remember first getting here to Florida when I had a first report. I was getting here and I turned right and I see a giant Twins logo and I was like, "Oh dang, this is real now! Like this is happening." So it just felt surreal. And then finally signing that paper, I was like, "Yeah, we're on the way." So it was definitely it was a blessing being able to do that and be around a good group of guys to do that with. So definitely, definitely was a good time being able to do that.
Who is one female sports person you always looked up to and you would think would be cool to meet one day?
To a female sports person,
Yeah.
probably Serena. Really, I feel like that'd be really cool.
Yeah, she was
Go
rocking the
tennis,
Super
so why
Bowl.
not? Yeah.
Yeah, absolute goat of women's tennis. And what's one unforgettable moment outside of your sporting life?
Ooh, I mean, there's so many. It's all with family too. Probably going to Yellowstone. We did a little uh, road trip up to Yellowstone from California, so we went through like I forgot what like 12 states or 10 states or something like that one summer. So that's something I'll never forget is being able to do that type of trip.
Man, I hear it's beautiful. That's on my bucket
Oh, it
list.
is. It's awesome. It's
It
amazing.
sounds amazing. Okay, we'll wrap up with a little quick fire. So yeah, this ties into that a little bit. Some of the guys had some rapid fire questions. So what's your favorite holiday destination and why?
Holiday destination. I don't know. I've been in Tennessee, like living there. I think I love that having Tennessee Christmas is pretty cool.
And who from any other sports has inspired you?
Probably Tim Tebow. Uh, didn't really watch much of him football wise, but like faith aspect, I grew up watching him and all of his videos, so I'd probably say him.
What's your ideal cheat day meal?
In and out, whenever I can get it.
It is phenomenal. And what is your biggest pet peeve?
Ooh, I would probably say bad drivers. I think that that's probably at the top.
Yeah, we got him here too. What's the most embarrassing moment for you that you don't mind sharing?
Ooh. So in high school, I played water polo, and the guy that I was training with for baseball purposes, like, I'll give you, I don't know what he said, but he's like, I'll give you this if you work out in your speedo. I was like, all right, whatever. So I was like, I'll do that for whatever. So I did it, and I think that was pretty embarrassing.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's not so bad if you're in shape and you're 6'3", right? Six. So fair enough. If you could, yeah, if you we asked you this for the present, I think you said Shohei Ohtani, right? But if you could strike out any LB hitter, and any, if you could strike out any MLB hitter, past or present, who would it be?
Honestly, I was thinking about this the other day because I saw a stat on it. It was like Tony Gwynn. Like, dude rarely struck out. So I think that'd be cool to be one of those guys that actually strike him out. I think that'd be awesome.
And finally, what do you want to leave behind when all is said and done? What's the most important thing to you about baseball, about life?
Man, just enjoy it. Like for me, I live for the purpose of trying to glorify God, so I try to leave that behind. So I would say that whether I'm on the field or off the field, I would probably say just try to glorify God in all that you do, and that's that.
We're going to be watching closely your career, CJ. It's been so fun catching up with you. I really appreciate your time, and this has been great. Thanks a lot.